Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're going over Betty's Kitchen Part 2. But before we get into that, I want to tell everybody, if you're having any kind of suicide ideation, please reach out and talk to somebody. Let them know what you're going through. You can call this number right here on the screen here and talk to somebody. This is a good thing to do. This isn't a bad thing to do, all right? You didn't come into this world on your own. Please don't try and leave this world on your own. So, with that being said, we're going into Part 2 of Betty's Kitchen. You might recognize some of the spots we're at and know where we're fishing if you've fished Betty's Kitchen before. I'm not going to blur out all the background or try and make it look all hidden or anything like that. You're going to see probably where we're catching some of these fish, but if you want to see exact waypoints of where we're catching every single fish and an analysis of Betty's Kitchen and what kind of stage in the spawn they're in right now, I will tell you it is post-spawn kind of. I did observe, it looks like 2 batches of spawns have already happened. I've seen like a bass probably about that big already, and then a bunch of baby fry, and so they've already spawned out, and they're kind of starting to get into that post-spawn where they're real fickle. If you want like exact dates of when they went into their full swing spawn or before they went into their spawn, I have all those dates in the Patreon. We're going to go through them. I do exclusive videos on Patreon where I give vital information like that. So you're going to get vital exclusive information on Betty's Kitchen if you sign up for the Patreon. I'm going to show dates, I'm going to show times, I'm going to show water levels, how to fish it, and all that kind of stuff. And kind of right now what the bass are doing is they're kind of finicky. Well, not kind of, they're really finicky. Okay, everybody and their mother has thrown everything in the book at them. They've thrown Cincos, they've thrown craw imitations, they've thrown jigs, they've thrown everything at them. Alright, so they're really finicky. So you might want to be finesse fishing now. I see a lot of big fish, but they are just so skittish and they just get out of there as soon as they see you. So you have to be really finesse. You have to really watch what you're doing, be really slow and cautious, not to scare them. And hopefully soon they're going to be going into a feeding frenzy. Hopefully they start getting into a feeding frenzy and it really starts hitting. The big ones hopefully really start hitting some bigger baits. So, you know, hopefully that starts kicking in here soon. The moon is now absent. We do not have a moon anymore. It's the new moon or whatever they call it. I don't know. But there's no moon. It's only like 7% of the moon is showing. So right now is going to be a really good time to get out there on the water early in the morning and start trying to catch some fish. They're going to be feeding actively. They're already spawned out. They're going to be trying to get fat. So this is the time to do it. Next lake we're going to be hitting is Mitri Lake. That's right. We're going to be doing Mitri or however you say it. In the local community, we're going to be hitting that lake next. We're going to be doing a full analysis on that. We're going to be giving you a report on that. Again, you have to go to Patreon to subscribe for that. So yeah, if you want to support this channel, please hit those links in the description below. Really, really check out the Patreon. That helps us a lot. Whether it's $5 or $100. Whatever you have to give, that'd be amazing. It really supports the channel. It gets us better gear. I want to get a veteran a fishing pole every time I take them out. A new one every veteran that I take out, I want to give them a fishing pole. But we need to have money to do that. Right now, you know, I pay quite a bit of monthly subscriptions for editing the videos, the music, and the B-roll footage and all that stuff. So if you really want to help us out and support this channel, you can sign up for Patreon. It's $5 a month all the way up to $150 a month. And that's going to go towards directly towards supporting this channel. And you're going to get awesome perks like shirts like this and fishing reports and even the Yuma fishing bag where we're going to be sending you baits on a monthly basis. So if you're interested in getting a monthly subscription of baits in the mail that are exclusively good for Arizona, fishing around Arizona and the time and the year and all that, go check out the Yuma fishing bag, okay? We're going to send you baits. All that's going towards supporting the channel. We take local bait makers and support them as well and giving you their baits on a monthly basis. And so I'm just trying to find all ways that we can raise money for the channel. And so if you have the means to and you're interested in anything like that, please go to Patreon and check that out. Again, we'll take you out on the water and fish with you if you sign up for a certain tier level and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoy the video. God bless. So this fish we ended up catching took us about 30 minutes or more to try and get. And there's a Cinco on his bed. He'd already been worked quite a bit. And you can see he struck right there for the first time, spit the bait back out. And then we drag it across the bed a little bit further. And then he ends up hitting it and we end up catching him. But it was really fickle, really difficult to get him hooked and to catch him.
Yeah, flip him.
There you go. Put it down. Put it down. Nice fish, dude.
Sweet.
That took a while.
Yeah, it did.
This is a nice male, dude.
Hard work. It's the hardest I've ever worked for a fish.
Is that your first bedded fish?
Yeah, I've never caught one like that before. That was pretty fun.
Sweet, dude. Let me get this turned off real quick. There you go, dude. First bedded male. Doing a good job.
He goes back to his bed.
What do you think, man?
That's fun. Never done something like that before.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude.
A
lot of work.
That's a nice bass. Got yourself a delicious bass.
Come Albert's got to have the first.
Woo! There we go.
We might pull that out when we get out of the boat and it drains. Remember that hole we did the first time?
Oh, there's fish. Oh, there we go.
This is why it'd be nice to have
But there's two. So as you can see in this first fish that I caught, it was on a jerkbait. We literally just stopped the boat and leveled out and we're trying to get everything ready. And I just throw out, I see there's a sandbar underwater and it gets real deep. And so I cast out parallel with that sandbar in that kind of deep zone and I work that jerkbait. Bass like to hit the baits going up. They like to go from the bottom and hit them going up. And that's what this bass was doing. The jerkbait got right there in the middle of the water column, about probably 6 feet down, and he smoked it. So it was really awesome, and the jerkbait wasn't on the whole day, but I did get just as many bites on the jerkbait as they did on the Cinco. I just had to work for it a little more. Or grab my, yeah, that's a nice one. Needing that?
First bass of the year in my new bass boat. Ah!
I threw right in one of those honey holes and it hit and it dropped like 2 seconds. Boom.
The honey hole?
Well, you know how those little pockets way back in the reeds?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna need that. That's a nice fish, Dallas. That's a nice fish, dude. That's a big one for the day. Nice, dude.
That was so cool. I watched him dart right after it. That was sweet.
Hey. That's a 2.5er all day.
We'll call him 10.
What'd you catch that on?
Watermelon Cinco.
Well, boys, I guess they're hitting. Okay, like I said, Patreon, we're going to give more in-detail analysis of what we're doing actually in this video, but I'm going to give you guys kind of some snidbits. You can see that we're using worms, so we're using a bunch of variety of baits, right? I'm using a jerkbait, Ryan, he's using a worm, Dallas is using a worm, Dallas kind of flips back and forth on what he's using, but they're really hitting that pumpkin color. I believe it's the pumpkin color or watermelon color that they're using on a Cinco, and they're really hitting those, and they're getting some pretty good quality fish. But they're just casting up into these pockets. They're casting up into the pockets, just letting it sink, and then they're getting hit. Now, what I suggest you guys throw is a real light line. I suggest throwing like maybe 12-pound line, you know. I know that's kind of not a good thing to do around in Yuma because there's a lot of brush, but you're going to get a real finesse tactic if you throw a 10 to 12-pound line. I would probably stick to 12 pounds and then like a really, really small finesse hook, okay? Kind of like one you use on a drop shot. You can go a little bit larger than that, but using some of those small finesse tactics, rigging it wacky worm, and then letting that sucker sink and get down in the water column is really going to get you some bites. Oh, it is a big one. Hold on, don't reel anymore, just keep bringing them up. Oh, jeez.
Concentrate on putting him in so we can film him.
Your rod was hitting me in the face. Nice fish, dude. I just said we always catch a fish right over here.
Cinco.
Oh, that's a nice one, dude. Holy crap, he hasn't even come up yet.
Don't keep reeling. You're gonna give him too much. Oh, I missed him.
Oh, he's not that big at all.
Not that big at all.
He fought better than some of the other ones.
Just a fighter.
What's that now? 7 total?
Yep. For me?
No.
For all of us.
Well, Cinco is owning the day.
You're up by 1 fish now. I wouldn't say owning, but I haven't caught a fish for a long time. So that Cinco can really produce. I'm not sure what line, pound test line they're using, and I'm pretty sure they're just using a regular hook, a regular 3/0 or 4/0 hook. So you can still get it done with that kind of stuff, but I'm thinking you're probably going to get more bites if you use a lighter line and a smaller hook, and it's going to be a little bit more finesse, especially now, because this was earlier on this year, all right? Again, if you want a full details of a new and exclusive video that I'm going to be giving on the Patreon, you can go subscribe to the fishing tier levels, and I'm going to give you a full report on the dates and all that of when we were actually fishing these fish and catching them. Because if you went out there right now, you'll catch some fish on a Cinco no matter what you do, always. But the bite really slows down, and everybody's already thrown a crap ton of Cincos at them. And so they're really examining the bait right now. So again, I'm not sure. They're probably even using braid in this situation, but you're not gonna have as high efficiency throwing the braid and stuff like that, because they're gonna be a little bit line shy right now, and it's finesse time, basically, is what I'm saying. So yeah, but they're using just braid right here, and the bass are in a feeding frenzy. They're ready to eat, and they're ready to go. There we go. It ain't the smallest. We caught a smaller one. Oh, he's pretty white too. You need that?
No. You thought you could swim off with it. You freaking lost the Cinco.
All right, we're all tied up, 3-3.
We're out of watermelon. Or pumpkin. Dude, look at how fat that is.
Chunk.
Nice. Go make more.
So you can see this fish right here that Dallas caught isn't a monster by any means, but it does look like it's holding some eggs. I could be wrong on that. It could be just full of shad or bait fish, or who knows. But let's say it's full of eggs, right? These bass could be having their spawns in different sessions. So the bigger females might push up earlier and spawn out earlier, giving us those bass that would probably be about that big right there. And versus the smaller females might take a little bit longer and might not be spawned out quite yet, and still feeding and gorging and getting fat. So yeah, this is a nice quality fish that Dallas gets, and again, it's on a Cinco. The thing was actively feeding, and he's catching it on braid, wacky style Cinco. So yeah, if you want more details of what we're talking about here, go to the Patreon, subscribe, and we'll get you that information. That exclusive video is going to be posted in Patreon in April. So if you're curious of that, go check that out. I delete these posts every 30 days in the Patreon to avoid people signing up for 1 month and then just getting all the information that I've done for a very long time. If you go and you sign up for some of those higher tier levels, I have those posts available to you. But yeah, so if you were interested in any of that kind of fishing reports, locations of where I'm exactly catching these fish, the exact GPS coordinates, the exact stuff I'm using to catch the fish, go to Patreon and subscribe.